Ever since she arrived in the city, people had whispered. They judged her from the moment she stepped off the train, tall, impeccably dressed, with a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. Men envied her beauty, women envied her confidence, and the world, in general, seemed eager to label her gold digger, they said behind their coffee cups, in hushed tones at office water coolers, and even on the social media threads where strangers assumed they knew everything about everyone. Clara never reacted to their words. She simply walked taller, laughed softer, and moved with the kind of calm assurance that comes from knowing a truth others will never understand. They didn't know that she wasn't after wealth, they already had it. They didn't know that the gold they assumed she wanted? She owned it. Literally. Figuratively. And the audacity of it was delicious. It started with her first job in finance. Young, brilliant, and ambitious, Clara rose quickly, but not just because of her looks. She had a mind that could untangle complex deals in seconds, a memory sharper than most of her colleagues, and a charm that made everyone underestimate her until it was too late. When she attended company parties or charity galas, the men whispered about her, the women sneered at her presence, and she played the role they expected, gracious, laughing at their jokes, deflecting the judgment with ease. Then came the rumors. The dating speculation. People assumed she was there to attach herself to a wealthy man. She's only here for the money, they'd whisper, pointing out her expensive jewelry, her designer shoes, her tastefully elegant wardrobe. Clara would smile politely, letting the judgments roll off her like water on polished glass. After all, the truth was far more satisfying than their assumptions. She didn't need anyone else's money. She had already earned and discovered her own. The gold mine came later, quietly. A family inheritance, long kept secret, that she had uncovered through meticulous research and legal diligence. Lands, stocks, investments, all hers, waiting for the right time to reveal. And reveal she did, not by boasting or flaunting, but by quietly consolidating her assets, letting them grow while the world mocked her supposed ambition. It was at a gala, one of those glittering affairs where the city's elite gathered to show off their wealth and influence, that she finally let the world see. The whispers followed her as she entered, as expected. The men ogled, the women murmured, and the rumor mill churned, she's dating him? Or maybe the other one. She must want something. Clara smiled, not at them, but at the irony. Their assumptions were deliciously wrong. She glided past the champagne fountains, past the mirrored walls reflecting her image back at her, and approached a table where the city's top financiers and socialites were clustered. The murmurs rose, and she felt a surge of satisfaction, not from their attention, but from the truth they didn't see. I hear you're looking for investors, one man said, assuming she had arrived with a wealthy fiancé or backer. Clara shook her head, her voice soft, confident. No. I already have everything I need. The silence that followed was priceless. Eyes widened, jaws dropped. Everything, someone stammered. She nodded. Yes. Including the gold mine that funds my ventures. Gasps echoed around the room. The words hung in the air, and for the first time that evening, the whispers stopped. The laughter and the sneers vanished, replaced by stunned awe. They had assumed she wanted their money, their power, their influence. But she didn't. She was the power. She was the wealth. Later, alone in her apartment overlooking the city skyline, Clara reflected on the day. People had always judged her by appearances, by what they assumed she wanted rather than what she actually possessed. They had called her a gold digger, laughing at the idea that someone could be intelligent, beautiful, and rich all at once. But she had learned a valuable lesson early on: let them talk. Let them assume. Let them underestimate. It made revealing the truth all the sweeter. The irony wasn't lost on her. In a world obsessed with labels, she had rewritten her own story. She hadn't needed anyone to save her or fund her dreams. She had quietly amassed power and wealth, all while the world laughed and pointed. And now, when she smiled at their shocked expressions, she knew that she had turned every whisper of derision into a personal victory. Clara had always known the value of patience and intelligence. While others chased appearances, she chased reality. And when she finally revealed her truth, it wasn't just a revelation about her wealth, it was a revelation about her strength, her resilience, and her ability to navigate a world eager to misjudge her. The gold mine was more than assets, it was a testament. Every doubter, every sneer, every whisper that called her a gold digger had fueled her ambition. And as she poured herself a glass of champagne and watched the city lights twinkle below, she smiled. They had underestimated her, judged her, and mocked her, but she owned the gold mine. And more importantly, she owned herself.